this is Gene Nix with Greenville Chess Club in Greenville, South Carolina, and today we're going to review some famous chess tactics. Alright, it's well known among chess players that tactics is what you do when there is something to do. That's the dynamic interplay of the pieces, and strategy is what you do when you don't quite know what tactics are. But let's just take a look at an opening, for example, and see what we've got. King's pawn. There's another king's pawn. Let's develop a knight. Extremely important to get your pieces out where they can play. It's almost like a soccer team. Everybody's got to be involved. Black brings out a knight to defend that pawn from that attack here. White comes out with the bishop here, and now we're starting to recognize this as the Spanish opening, also known as the Ruy Lopez. Now here's our threat. He might capture this knight and then allow himself to take this pawn on the next move if black is not careful. And black has a couple of options here. The most typical line is just simply to kick the bishop. Hey, that pawn threat's not really real, but he's going to back up here. And then white is going to develop again. It's so important to get the pieces out. White castles. We'll talk more about that in a later session. And then black can, for example, grab this. We call this the open variation of the Ruy Lopez, and it's a very sharp line, inviting tactics right away. Black's still got his king in the middle. Can he survive? Let's push this pawn forward and invite black to capture that. We don't want to do that. We want to push the bishop back and get him off this diagonal where he's no longer a threat to the knight, and we brushed him back here. Now we're going to advance another pawn. We're going to move forward here, and now white has a bloody threat. He might just take that pawn, pin this knight. Nothing can survive that, so we need to shore that pawn up right away. And now he's creating a place where he can bring his bishop back and attack here, for example. And that's something black has to be very alert to, and he might just consider bringing his bishop out to here. So black has got a very excellent game in which he's developed so many pieces, and they're ready for a number of sharp tactical interplays. White needs to get moving as well to catch up his own development, and that's a normal line there. Let's try castling here. So we've brought our pieces out, we put our king into safety, both sides are working on getting their pieces together. White's going to drop back here and threaten this knight a little bit, and black has a couple of decisions to make. Here's a sharp one. Let's take that pawn. We call this the Dilworth Attack. The rook is going to move up here and recapture, and we don't want to take him right away. Let's push this pawn around a little bit, and white will usually capture here. We'll go here, take that, and we've got a slugfest ahead. Once again, this is Gene Nix with the Greenville Chess Club of Greenville, South Carolina, and we have reviewed some famous chess tactics.